Before this video starts, I just want to tell you that the only reason you see me here alive talking to you is because people on the internet helped me survive. I lived in Russia for 23 years, but when this war started, I had to flee because I didn't want to kill Ukrainians, I didn't want to get drafted, and also I lost my job because I was working on Russian independent media. You can see my whole story on YouTube. I was detained in the airport because I was helping Russian opposition, and just my whole journey from the beginning until the end. My goal is go to the United States and ask for asylum. I already got tickets to Mexico, and the only reason I was able to get tickets to Mexico is because people donated. I am now currently in a position where I'm absolutely nothing. I'm 24 years old and I have nothing. I am only fully dependent on people's donations. If you're in a position where you can donate, all available links will be in the description. And if you can't, then it's totally okay. By watching this video, you're already helping me. I also have a Discord server where I'm giving update on every single penny that I received. Every Monday, in every single school in Russia, the first class that students attend called Conversations about Important Things. Putin's regime created this class after invasion. So since September 5th, 2022, teachers are forced to do this propaganda class. And some of them are really happy to do it. The good news is that parents legally have a right not to send their kids to this class. But unfortunately, a lot of parents are brainwashed. Conversations about important things starts with flag raising ceremony and Russian national anthem. And then teachers starting to brainwash the kids. So in this lesson, teachers talking about everything that's happening in the world from Russian perspective. Whatever Putin's regime told them to say, they will say. It not only includes the invasion, how Putin's regime justifying and brainwashing kids that they're actually invaded for a reason, and that there is Nazis in Ukraine, and how killing them is a justifiable thing. And we will come back to this part, but they're also talking about how it is not okay to be gay, how there's only woman and man, and how they should have a baby, about God, and about some events in the world, how Russia is the only one good country, and everybody else is bad. They're also talking about a traditional family, which can only be with the man and the woman. While schools in the United States teaching about LGBT community and their history, schools in Russia are teaching about how it is not okay to be gay because God would not like it. All of this that they're talking about is a conversation that you would have like a 50, 60 years ago. But this is where Russia right now, so these conversations are actually make sense. And let's say something in the world happened, or somebody said something about Russia, or gave actual facts about war crimes that Russian soldiers committed in Ukraine. Well, teachers will either not talk about this, or will turn tables around, basically what Putin's propaganda does all this time. Just coming up with some really stupid, unreal, or made-up stories. Either to justify the actions, or tell the kids how good Russia is and how strong we are and how good we are, and telling that if you're gay, you're gonna burn in hell. But Christianity never made anybody less gay. And now let's talk on the most important thing is how Russian propaganda basically destroying kids' future. Telling them that there is Nazis in Ukraine, teaching them about guns and how to operate drones. With God's help, of course. This is a real pictures of priests teaching Russian kids how to shoot guns and how to operate drones. So in the future, these little fascists can kill Ukrainians or somebody else. Because if Putin will decide to invade some other country, he will give an order to his propaganda. And in like few months, Russians will hate that country and would be ready to invade it. Exactly like Hitler's Germany did. Speaking about fascists, take a look at these photos of kids in Nazi Germany. How Nazi's propaganda machine turned kids into monsters. How since childhood they are taught that Jews are bad and deserve death. How should they salute their Führer and how they should view him as a fucking god. And Hitler Youth, it's well documented. It's a history that taught us about how it worked, so we won't do it again. It's a facts, it's a photos, It's well documented. And now, look at these pictures of Russian kids. Starting from kindergarten, they're holding Russian swastika, letter Z, that is literally represents killed Ukrainians. And with swastika, they're holding Russian flags. How kids listening to actual fascists who probably killed Ukrainians, and now this shit is brainwashing kids, showing them guns, teaching them about guns, telling them stories from the battlefield. And then kids viewing these fascists as heroes. How signs in Russia are literally praising Putin and viewing him as a fucking god. And this propaganda class, the conversations about important things. And all of this, Russian government explains as patriotic education. And I personally say by this that patriotism shouldn't be forced. History taught us very well about it. If kid will find something that he really admires about his country, then he will be patriotic. But if it's something that he was forced to love without second opinion on it, then you can see the consequences. And after seeing all of this, of all these lost kids and their long lost parents, I really hate to say it, but it is the birth of Putin's Z youth. And with every year, there's gonna be more kids, teenagers, the youth, who would be ready to kill everybody that Putin says them to kill. And with every single day, it is harder and harder to do anything about it. Even though there is a small hope inside of me, it seems like the future generation of Russia is lost.